Okay, hi, welcome to How I Became a Theosophist. We're at Summer National Conference. It's actually just ended, and Robyn Finseth, who seems like she's been speaking for the whole time, has agreed to give us a few minutes. I'm really grateful, Robyn. First of all, I just want to say this is my fifth or sixth one, and I've never seen such a buzz created as your talks created. This is amongst my friends. Who, it seems like we've seen every speaker come and go, and everybody wanted to talk about you. I think we were grateful that there was somebody who was grounded in theosophy, as it were, who had clairvoyant abilities and who could say, this stuff that you're seeing in the books, it's all true.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
So I just wanted to ask just a couple questions, because I know you've been going nonstop. So why did you wait so long to sort of talk publicly about your gift?
Oh, good question. Yeah. I do think that I must have been in some lifetime where I had the gift and it was used not in a good way. It's my only explanation, because I was born with the gift, but I did swear my parents to secrecy, and I was raised a theosophist, so I don't know any other life. I was raised with Round Table and Anna Berkey, Perry Constant, Edith Karsten. I was taught literally how to meditate, although I knew how to meditate because of my clairvoyance. And so why did it take me so long? I think I needed to age. I think I needed to be old enough that another's doubt or criticism doesn't close me off. Where I think maybe in my youth, first of all, I'd been terrified that people would say, "Oh dear, look, she's really strange. How does she fit in?" Or of course, I've had the opposite, which is people who have demanded, like I'm a trained SEAL, to read their aura. Yeah. And I'm old enough at this point in my life that I'm very comfortable with my boundaries.
Okay.
And I think that's what I think that long and short of it, I think I needed to develop my boundaries. Once this floodgate is opened, it shan't be shut. I do know that. My sister was terrified that I was actually going to do this because she grew up with me being very private. And I said, "No, Donna, it's time." So.
And you mentioned theosophy. How does theosophy affect your digesting your gift, and vice versa? How does your clairvoyance affect what you think about theosophy?
Well, I don't think they're one and the same. I am not a reader of Annie Besant, but I read everything Leadbeater had. Mm-hmm. As a youth. He read everything he wrote was, oh my gosh, it's exactly what I'm seeing, because I needed confirmation. I needed to know what was imagination and what was true. Later on, working with Dora and working with Harry, I learned to discern my gifts even better. But how did it... Theosophy just makes sense. It's in the world. It just is. It's logical. There's nothing illogical about it. And in my ability to see the truth of others, it's just logical. It only makes sense that you are a compilation of many lifetimes, and you now are here experiencing whatever your challenges are. As I am just a compilation. Obviously, I developed these gifts many lifetimes ago, and what will I be next time? As long as I don't abuse it, I'll keep it.
And then this is the second to last question, I promise. And I think many of us are kind of, and we would like to have the ability. Do you think it's something we should even try to develop, or should it just develop naturally, organically, as part of a spiritual growth?
Good question. I've been asked that many, many times.
Yeah.
I don't know how I developed it. I don't. Mm-hmm. I know how I've honed it, but I don't know how I developed it. I know that Harry, early in my life, said to me, when I was having difficulty with something, he said, "Oh, you're just psychically ambitious." And it made such sense to me. So we need to be cautious and careful about ambition. Isn't a good word. When I spoke almost all the time about centering, how absolutely important it is to be centered. And as I'm speaking to you right now, that is who I am. My ego I left out there because she's a pain in the ass, to be honest. And you can bleep out that.
I know mine is.
But it's centering. This centering is your path to your rights and your gifts. And you have more gifts than you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You just haven't had the training to understand what they are so that you can maybe express them in the same way I can.
And this is, usually I ask people, what are your hopes for the Theosophical Society? But because of your talent, I would like to ask you, what would you say to give people hope who are watching this, who are maybe new to Theosophy? A lot of people come to Theosophy because they've just been through a suffering. So what would you say to just an individual who has maybe been through a kind of a tough time, and to give them some hope?
Well, challenges are actually what really define us.
Yeah.
It's not our easy days, it's our hard days. And I learned very early that when I had a hard day, I needed to face it directly. Because if I didn't face it directly, it might fade away, but it's going to show up again. Example, when Mother taught me this when I was young, I was in high school and I had difficult girlfriends. This is not uncommon. And I remember when I graduated thinking, oh good, I'll never have to see these two girls again. And Mother had said to me the whole way through, now Robyn, you really need to address what difficulty it is you're having with these girls in terms of communication. But I ignored my mother. I'm a girl, I'm a teenager. Excited about college, could hardly wait, didn't know my roommate. Walked into my roommate and not more than 3 sentences into it, I thought, oh my gosh, there they are again. So you know what? I've never met that person again, and I don't know what the challenge was.
Yeah.
But somehow I managed to get through it. So
yeah, right.
If you are looking at this and you are brand new to Theosophy, I would urge you to read the basics, and read them not necessarily for absolutely every word. Read them for sort of the abridged version, okay. the overall feel. How do you feel with this? Does this resonate with you? For me, the whole concept of reincarnation and karma and our paths in life just makes sense. And but I'm not so egotistical as to think that we are the only view. Yeah. There are many views and many paths to the same enlightenment. And what would be my personal goal? Personal goal would be to continue on the path that I'm on. Obviously, it's a healing one. It's never been anything but. But it's also to continue to glean all of this wonderful input that I've had here, that these people have given me so many nuggets that I'm taking away. I'm not just giving them, they're giving me, you're giving me. It's that wonderful ability to have that moment of absolute connection. So if you are coming to Theosophy and you're new, look for a connector. Look for someone who hears you, who is not necessarily sympathetic to you, but empathetic. They hear you, they validate you, and maybe they'll give you a nugget on how to kind of mind your way through that path. Because some of us have tremendous challenges, huge challenges, ones I've never had.
Yeah. So, Robyn, I want to thank you so much for your time. I've never seen, when those of us who couldn't be there in person during your talks were huddled around computer monitors watching, and it was like when the first man on the moon. It was so much electricity. So if you haven't seen Robyn's videos from the Summer National Conference, watch them. You won't be disappointed. Thank you very, very much.
You have given me the gift. Just such a gift. Thank you. Thank you.